It's time for NOB Solutions to listen to the people. And what do the people want? They want to see a DHCP migration tutorial, and that's what they will get. This video will be dedicated for all the comments that requested DHCP migration. So we'll do a 2008 R2 to 2012, and then 2012 up to 2016 DHCP migration. Hello friends, Nick from NOB Solutions here, and today we are going to make a small migration of a DHCP service, which we will begin from Windows Server 2008 R2, which you can see right now, and then we will migrate first to a 2012 R2 machine, and later migrate everything to 2016 machine. And this is just to show you how you can migrate the DHCP server role in different scenarios, because I know that most people and some people could be still using 2008 and others can use 2012 even. So let's start first with the 2008 configuration. I've configured a single server which is running on 2008 and contains the DHCP server role. I've pre-configured the role, so again there are some reservations that I've pre-configured, and a single desktop machine that we are going to use as a test dummy to confirm that the DHCP is still leasing addresses to the clients. So the other two machines is, as I mentioned, I've configured a small server which is running on 2012 R2, and I've only joined this server to the domain. Nothing has been installed, so we are going to work from here. And in the end, I configured a 2016 server, which again I just joined to the domain, and which is going to be the end host of our migration. There are a few ways that you can use to migrate the DHCP service from a 2008 server to a newer machine, and one of those options is the NetSH option. And in order for you to achieve this, you need to create a small folder. I'm going to name it DHCP under one of the partitions, and then you need to open a command prompt as administrator. And from the command prompt, the command that you would need to write is NetSH DHCP-server export, and specify the path where you want to export DHCP, and then DHCP data.date, and then all, switch. And by using this command, basically it will export all the information that you have pre-configured within your DHCP servers, including the reservations, leases, the configurations that you have for your scope options and server options. So basically everything would be included into the DHCP file, which is not that big. What you can do with that file is copy that file to the 2012 server, and then use the same command with the import switch to add this to the DHCP. So let's copy the file to the 2012 machine, and we can create another folder in here called again DHCP, if I can write it. And while I'm copying over the file, I would of course need to install the role, because I haven't pre-installed that role. So I'm going to select DHCP, click next, and then install. So now I will browse my other server. So let me open another file explorer and open the system share, which is going to be NOB DHCP01 C, and then copy that file to the new location. As the role is pretty much installed, I'm going to open a CMD window as administrator, of course. Yes. And the role is installed. The complete DHCP configuration, I will just leave it that way for now. But then we'll need to authorize the server, so I will just click on the wizard here so we can authorize the DHCP server first. You will need to have credentials that will allow you to authorize the server, like domain administrator credentials. So I'm going to just commit everything, and the server is now authorized to provide DHCP data. Okay, before we continue with importing the actual .dat file, I will just switch to my old server, and I will just go ahead and stop the DHCP server in here, so we don't make any conflicts. And I'll open the services and find the DHCP server, and you can see right here that it's stopped. Just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to disable the service for now. During that time, your clients will not be IP renewals will not be provided to the client. So this is the time where the downtime starts, where you don't have you have downtime of the service. So please bear in mind. So now that we've disabled the service and DHCP service on the old server, I'm going to switch to the 2012 machine, and using the administrator command prompt, I will write the command NetSH DHCP server import and specify the path. Oh, okay. Okay, the command completed successfully. So if we open the tools and DHCP, I will expand that a bit. Under IPv4, you can see that I have the scope for my NLB, and you can see the address range distribution is there, and all the leases that were on the 2008 server are here. The reservations are here as well, the ones that I did, and I just want to go real fast on the machine, on the client machine, and make a release renew to see if the new DHCP server will respond to the client machine. Now that I'm on the client machine, I'm going to open a command prompt window, again as administrator, and I'm going to ipconfig renew. Let's see if this will work. I should lose connectivity for a bit. Maybe I would have to reconnect to the machine, but let me see. Not that one. On that one, the lease expiration was at 9:25. It's still at 9:25. Let me just see if I can reconnect to the machine and see what is the final result. So after using the command renew only, without specifying the release, it gave me an error message saying that it was not able to contact the DHCP server, which I think I know what could be the reason for this, because it's trying to contact my old DHCP server to renew the actual address. Instead, what I did is like I said, I've released the IP address and add the new switch renew, which contacted the new DHCP server and gave me an address from the scope. So if I go to the actual scopes, if I click refresh, you will see that the lease expiration changed from 9/25 to 9/40. So I can confirm that using NetSH DHCP server export and then import on all information from the DHCP was able to make the migration of the DHCP service. What you can do is, because this is a tip that you can use, what you can do is, because Microsoft implemented PowerShell for DHCP in Windows Server 2012, what you can do is you can trick the system, let's say. You can open a PowerShell from the 2012 server and use the command export-DhcpServer information to connect to the 2008 server and export the file, a file that is pretty much the same as the exported file from NetSH, but instead of using command lines tools, you can use PowerShell instead. So this time I'm going to show you how you can do it through PowerShell. So just for the training's sake, I'm going to stop this DHCP server on the 2012 machine, and I'm going to switch to the 2008, where everything is pretty much disabled. So I'm going to find the DHCP server, not client, server, okay. And this is a thing you don't have to do after you've successfully migrated the DHCP. Don't enable the DHCP service on the source server. It's going to make conflicts. It's going to basically be a bad thing to do, and this is not recommended. This is I just want to show you how to do it with PowerShell. And in order for me to use PowerShell, I need to enable the DHCP on the source server. So I'm going to use PowerShell, and let's try the command export-DhcpServer, ComputerName, and the computer name is NLB DHCP01.nlblab.com, and I'm going to export the leases into a file that is C export-DhcP, and then the file is going to be in an XML extension. It's going to be DHCP.xml and verbals, because I want everything to be exported. So I'm going to click next, and no. Of course that I'm not going to be able to export the configuration because I misspelled my server name. So I'm going to correct this right now, and DHCP, and it's going to give me another error message. Could not find the part of the path. So it's not able to find the path specified. Let me try to create that manually once again. Export DHCP and see if that would work. Yep, it did the trick. So instead of going and using the NetSH command tool lines, what I did is I've directly connected to the 2008 machine from the 2012 and did an export of the all the leases and information. So in order for me to make this work on the 2012, I will just need to use the command import DHCP server and then specify the name of the new server, which is the 2012, specify the location of this DHCP XML file, and it will do the same like it did with the NetSH. It will basically migrate everything. But I'm going to leave this for the migration from 2012 up to 2016, because this is the recommended action from Microsoft to use. So let's start exporting the 2012 first. So I've stopped and disabled the DHCP on the 2008 machine because it's no longer valid. And I'm going to start the service on the 2012 so we can continue with migrating the 2012 machine to 2016. The leases are still here. My client machine is still up. If I try to make a renew, let's see if that would be able to contact the server. Yep, it's able to contact the DHCP server, so it's able to pick up everything like we left it. I'm going to delete this file right here because I'm going to create a new one. It's going to be pretty much the same. So I'm going to clear everything, and we're going to use Export-DhcpServer, ComputerName, which is going to be my new server, NLB DHCP 02 nlblab.com. We're going to export the leases in a file, which is going to be again under the exported DHCP XML. And don't forget the switch verbals. So I'm going to press enter, and everything from my current DHCP server will be exported in the XML file. Now we copy over the file, install DHCP on the 2016, and we migrate the DHCP and see if it works. Now that we are on the 2016 machine, I'm just fast going to start installing the DHCP server service, add the additional features, okay, and install. And in the meantime, I'm going to create a new folder on the C partition called DHCP, and I'm going to use this folder to copy over the XML file from the 2012. So it's NLB DHCP 02. We're going to open the system share. This is the exported DHCP. We're going to copy that over. Okay. Now that it has been successfully copied over, I'm going to open a PowerShell as administrator while we wait for the row to install. And now we are prepared for the actual import. But first, again, we would need to authorize the server. Again, we need an account that has the proper permissions, and we're going to commit the changes. Done, which verifies that it's successful, and we close the wizard. So before we actually import the DHCP server, I'm going to switch back to the 2012 machine, and I'm going to open the DHCP in there. We need to expand that. We can stop. And while I'm on this window, you saw we have backup and restore options. These again can be used as a migration tool. You can back up the DHCP data, copy it over to the new server, and restore the data in there, and it should work pretty much the same. I'm going to open the services on this server and just disable the DHCP service. Again, this is where the downtime starts. So pretty much if done properly, You should not have any downtime whatsoever. Let me just add one thing. Okay. DHCP server. Just disable. So we can make sure that it's not going to start for any reason. And on the 2016 machine, we are going to use the command import DHCP server. I'm just waiting. Yep. ComputerName. Again, waiting. Yep. So it's NLB DHCP 03 nlblab.com leases. We're going to specify where exactly is the path. So it's DHCP XML. And we're going to specify a backup path where my current DHCP is going to backup the current database of the DHCP. It's not going to be needed as this is a new one. But just in case, and we are going to add the verbals. Before I run the command, I'm just going to pre-create the folder DHCP backup, because I don't want to give me an error saying that the folder does not exist. I'm going to press enter. The configuration and leases from file will be imported to server DHCP 03. Do you want to perform this action? Yes, I do. Okay. And as you can see, it completed. So let me go ahead and open the DHCP on the 2016 machine. Expand. The scope is here. The address pool is correct. The leases are here. Reservations are here. The scope options are here. So the only thing left for me to do is test my client machine and confirm that it is able to pick up an address from this DHCP server and it's able to renew the lease expiration. So again, I went ahead and used the command release, renew. It picked up the IP address, so I can confirm that I'm not lying to you. I'm going to use renew as well, because I know it's not going to disconnect me from this session. You can see that the DHCP is working, it's able to respond, it's able to provide the proper address. And if I switch to the 2016 server, you can see it right here. If I click refresh, you can notice the lease expiration time. If I click refresh, it changes to the time where we hit the actual renew on the IP address. So this, guys, is how you can migrate a DHCP from 2008 to 2012 and 2016. This is how you can migrate the DHCP from 2012 to 2016. And the methods that I showed you are not, they do not need to be done in the way that I did them. It's just different types of methods that you can use to migrate the DHCP role. It's not that hard. You can use different techniques to achieve what you want to do. But in the end, you can see that it's plain simple as running two commands, export and import the configuration. I just want to thank you very much for the support. I was not available for the past 2 months, but I just want to let you know that I'm back now, and I'm going to start working on the 2016 project. We have one course that we need to cover, which is 742. So stay tuned. I'm preparing also Exchange, not Exchange, I'm sorry, I'm preparing Azure, Microsoft Azure trainings, and I'm preparing VMware ESXi trainings, because I want to expand a bit, not only use Microsoft virtualization, but VMware and other virtualization as well. Once again, this was Nick from NLB Solutions. Thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. See you in the next video.